Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Neil, and today it's time for our next movie reaction. Today we are going to be watching Christopher Nolan's Tenet. I don't know how it happened, but somewhere along the way, I stopped keeping up with my Christopher Nolan movies, which makes no sense to me because I love his stuff. I love The Prestige, I love Memento, I loved Inception, I loved his Batman trilogy. But I haven't yet seen Tenet. I missed Dunkirk. I missed Interstellar somehow. So I'm making it a point over the next couple of weeks to catch up fully on my Christopher Nolan filmography. I feel I need to see them all. And because I love Christopher Nolan's films. They're smart. They are the right level of brain twister, but they still tend to make sense at the end. I know not everyone got Inception, but I loved how it worked. I managed to keep up there. I loved The Prestige, which I just thought was a brilliant movie, criminally underrated. I think Nolan's Batman is still the pinnacle of the Batman universe, the best DC comic movies that have ever been done. And so I need to see the rest of his more recent stuff. I like that he plays around with one of my favorite motifs, that of the unreliable narrator, the fact that you can't trust the story that you're being told. That worked. He worked that to great effect in Memento, and I love how he likes messing with time. That's what I know that he messes with time in Tenet. I don't exactly know how. I think based on the trailers that were inescapable when it came out, that our hero is somehow imbued with the power to turn time back or rewind or something. I think it'll be better explained once we get into actually watching this. But I'm looking forward to a smart story. And beyond that, I really don't know much about it. I think it's a bit of a action spy thriller, but it will have that unmistakable Christopher Nolan twist on it. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm excited to just hit play and dive into a fun, entertaining movie that makes me think a little bit. So without further ado, let's get right into Christopher Nolan's Tenet. One of the things I love about Nolan films is I feel you really need to watch with great detail everything, because you never know what's really going to matter. Wow. Okay, that was unexpected, but... Okay, so we're obviously in Russia. Whatever police force of the day you want to be. So there are some sort of top secret group that's just sort of merging with the local police. Great camera work. That's strong work by whatever Steadicam operator is following. Running at pace with a 40-pound camera rig.
We live in a twilight world.
That's a code phrase.
And there are no friends at dusk.
Where's the package?
Code check.
Nice. What are they after? What is it? How unusual. Well, they're starting with a pretty high stakes, high pressure situation, that's for sure.
Go away. We don't have to kill these people.
What was that? What did he just... Great setting. All I know is, like, as an AD, I'm thinking about, like, I feel like they shot the actors separate from the trains. Otherwise, resetting these trains and keeping them moving during the scene would be insane. Cyanide, presumably? Yeah. Huh. Well, there's a fascinating opening. He's alive, though.
Welcome to the afterlife. Not you. You chose to die instead of giving up your colleagues.
I resign.
You don't work for us, you're dead. All I have for you is a gesture in combination with a word. Tenet.
A gesture and a word?
That test you passed? Not everybody does.
So was that whole thing just an engineered test? Or did he just prove himself for real in the field? I like the wind farm. That's a cool setting. So that's it. He's just dropped off here and he's good to go. And another fake suicide pill. How long is he supposed to stay here? So he's just living and training in a windmill probably in the North Sea or something. Is there one guy in everything? Like, is there a technician on every single one? Just like that. There's a route planned for him. Man, he's just a pawn, isn't he?
With a high-vis vest and a clipboard, you can get almost anywhere.
I thought I was here to find out what we do.
You're not here for what, you're here for how. One of these bullets is like us, traveling forwards through time. The other one's going backwards.
It's the same bullet?
It's inverted. Its entropy runs backwards, so to our eyes, its movement is reversed.
So where did it
So
come
there's
from?
artifacts from the
Someone's
future.
manufacturing them in the future. They're streaming back at us. You have to have dropped it.
So he has to think of it in his mind. So think of dropping it in the future.
How can it move before I touch it?
From your point of view, you caught it, but from the bullet's point of view, you
dropped
dropped it. Don't try to understand it. Feel it.
So it's all about the fourth dimension. He's going to be a natural at this.
An inverted weapon might be able to affect our past as well.
So what else have they
Now that we know
found?
what to look for, we're finding more and more inverted material.
What do you think we're seeing?
The detritus of a coming war.
There's a lot of it.
I'm Neil. I need an audience with Sanjay Singh.
That's not possible.
10 minutes.
Time isn't the problem. It's vodka tonic and a Diet Coke. What?
How'd you know?
Well, I prefer soda water.
No, you don't. Guns are never conducive to a productive negotiation.
I'm not the man they send to negotiate, but I am the man people talk to.
To say anything about a client would violate the tenets he lives by.
If tenets are important to you, then you can tell me
Oh,
everything.
is she the actual power
Cheers.
broker here?
Priya,
He can communicate with the future.
we all do, don't we? Emails, credit cards, texts, anything that goes into the record speaks directly to the future. The question is,
How do you get here back?
can the future speak back?
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to find out.
I gather you have an interest in a certain Russian national.
Anglo-Russian. So I have to watch my step.
2 weeks ago, the same day as the Kiev upper siege, we spotted a detonation in northern Siberia, just where Stats 12 was. Sater emerged from this blank spot on the map with ambition and enough money to buy his way into the British establishment.
Through his wife.
Catherine Barton, eldest niece of Sir Frederick Barton. She works at Shipley's, met
There's a
Sater
lot of
amongst-
exposition
Happy
going on right now. Presumably she's Barton.
Sorry, I wasn't notified of any appointments. Mr.
Goya?
Mr. Goya.
No, I'm told you're the person to see about Goya.
He doesn't have a name we're ever going to learn, does he? Going to be like Edward Norton in Fight Club. Just the narrator.
The information that I helped defraud my own husband.
He and I are related business.
Did she defraud her husband, or is he in on it?
Leaving would never have been easy, but now it's impossible.
He'd ruin
Can't fight.
her career.
Just beg.
She's sympathetic, but I'm not sure I 100% believe her. She is tall. Man. It's like Jason Bourne here.
know what a free port is?
The clients can view their investments without importing them, so they avoid paying tax.
Antiquities. Anything of value, really.
A separate structure within the others.
Looks like a good place to rob, if you could. Pretty darn secure by the looks of it, though.
Swift extradition and lost in the system. It'll barely make the news. Well, actually, the gold bars might get some play.
Gold bars.
Pattinson's definitely grown up some, hasn't he?
Blow the back, drop it out on the runway.
I love this shot, just slowly circling, though. One of the things I really like about Nolan is he doesn't spell everything out for you necessarily. Like, you've got to work to figure out what's going on. Which some people just start saying is confusing and complicated, but I love that I've got to work while I'm watching. I've got to figure out what's going on. And it's a fine line sometimes, but
This way, gentlemen.
I like a movie I've really got to pay attention to. So all of this is just to get that one painting. It's a big plane. Is that all gold? Jeez. Whoa. That's hilarious and awesome and crazy. Wow. That's some good CG. Or model work. I wonder how many people in the theater or watching this are holding their breath doing this, seeing if they can do it as long. Someone's already been here? Are these artifacts?
It hasn't happened yet.
It's from the future. They're about to have a shootout. So you're fighting with intention. It's all about what am I going to do in the future. This is fascinating because some of these shots are obviously just filmed in reverse, and then they're filmed, played backwards to give us the backward movement. But then there's other bits which are clearly in forward motion. I mean, it's visually fascinating, but it makes it a little. It's definitely a confusing premise to follow. I'm not saying I don't like it. You just really need to understand what we're seeing.
What happened to the other guy?
Took care of him.
You just pulled him down and took the helmet. Was that it?
Were you worried it had been destroyed? Rest assured, instinct told me to remove it from the vault. I've always had instincts about the future. That's how I built this life you no longer value.
So he's being warned by future him somehow. And she looks so trapped. I'm pretty sure hydrofoils don't actually sound like that. But it'd be cool if they did.
Andrei Sator, digging plutonium from the rubble of my city as a teenager.
Where?
One of those secret cities, obviously.
Stalsk 12. It became my first contract. Nobody else even bid. They thought it was a death sentence. But one man's probability of death is another man's possibility for a life.
Full of gold? And is it like a message to him from the future? Like that gold from Oslo is gonna play a big role, isn't it? Is it going backwards in time, that gold? What's his plan on board? I feel like I really don't know what's gonna happen next, which is a bit weird for a spy thriller of sorts. Normally the objective is pretty clear, but that's from the future, and it's full of gold. This feels a lot like a Bond movie. I mean, I know he's not a womanizer, and he's not not British, but it's got the feel of the new Bonds. Like, it's still got, Earth-destroying stakes, and he is sort of super agent.
We need big guns. Guns that make the point without being fired. There's a fast car that doesn't look fast. 4 heavy vehicles, all different.
Well, it's a different Freeport. Where are we? We're in Tallinn now, in Estonia.
Time to go.
He's always measuring his pulse. I feel like that's...
Look at me!
See me this side.
Sounds like a Trent Reznor soundtrack, and I'm very curious whether he actually was involved or not. Oh boy. They're just boxing it in completely, aren't they? And a fire truck is coming, I guess. Oh, there's a bullet. That's new.
Транспорт на месте.
Where'd the bullet hole come from? In the rear view. I feel like that convoy truck should have been much more panicky before now, the way they're boxed in. Yeah. Like the convoy should have been freaking out right now. Like long before right now. Man, setting off explosives near plutonium. That's high risk. You have to expect that the cops would be coming up eventually, no? Or is this just pure luck? This is just pure luck. Oh. Was that a no-no? Firing on the cops? It usually is. And now the fast car that doesn't look fast takes off into traffic.
I've seen samples of encapsulation in every weapons class. This is not one of them.
That's what he's after.
So that's not plutonium. That's the
I don't
same.
understand this. It's backwards.
Oh, jeez. That's how the windshield broke. It wasn't a bullet, but oh, this is crazy. Not sure why they have to be literally driving backwards to be. Well, I guess. Oh, I see. Because they're going back in time, so they're literally in their way. They're going the other. In their timeline, they're going the other way. This is so cool yet tough to process because it just doesn't. It's not how our brains work. You have to think about everything that's happening. Oh, jeez.
Don't give it to him.
This isn't plutonium.
It's worse than that, goddammit!
What is it? Why the gas mask?
You left her in the car. Go after her. Go.
Oh, so no one's driving the... Oh, man, this is so confusing, but thrilling. What's up with the gas masks?
If you're not telling the truth, she dies.
Speaking in reverse.
It's in the glove box.
Where did you leave it?
Oh, so he's going back and forth.
Which vehicle did you leave it in? I need to know before I go out there.
I already told you.
Wow. Nolan definitely wants to just fuck with our minds on this, doesn't he?
3, 2, 1. Next one's a bullet to the head.
If you're not telling the truth, she dies.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, and now we're going to go back out and lead her in.
At every stage, you've known too much. I'm going to ask you again.
Is he going backwards?
Did you talk?
I'm taking her through. I'm not gonna let her die. I'll take my chance.
So is he going to invert?
You back.
We found another machine.
A week ago, where?
Oslo.
Is he the guy? Is he? Did they fight himself in Oslo a week ago? We never saw the guy's face because we never saw it. But when Pattinson let him out, took the one guy around the corner, he ripped his head off, saw him, and didn't fight anymore at that point. So he recognized either himself or our hero. Okay, I'm beginning to see how this all works. Beginning to. So is the second half of the movie going to basically play out in reverse?